Okay, so after being Windows user for many years, I decided to start using Linux as my main tool for all my creative tasks, such as 3D modeling, drawing, music production, and so on, and so my computer life became much more simple. Jokes aside, it will be an interesting experiment for me, and my purpose is to see if it's possible to do all that without being technically skilled. Please keep in mind that this video is more like a test and a demonstration of setup after the installment of Linux rather than tutorial. So as a Linux beginner, I've decided to choose Ubuntu Studio, which has pretty much everything pre-installed for creative content making. And I've already tried version 24 a few days ago, so I'm a little bit familiar with the process. And in this video I will try version 25. Let's start. As you can see, I'm already on ubuntustudio.org site, and here are those two versions. 24.04 is a long-term support release and 25.10 is a regular release. So I'm choosing the version 25. Let's download ISO image. Now I also need to get a program for bootable USB stick creation. Here you can see the link to the tutorial where you can find all the instructions of how to do that. And for that we are offering Balena Etcher app. Let me just download it. Okay, so I've installed it, so here we are, both the program and the Ubuntu Studio ISO image. I'll start Balena, and first I need to choose the ISO image. And then I'm choosing my USB stick. I just need to make sure that it's at least 8 GB in size and that there's no any important data on it. So I'm pressing select one and flash. The process begins. By the way, if you're doing that on Windows somewhere in the middle of progress, it may start giving you these warnings. It's normal since the flash drive was formatted in Linux file system format, so just close these and continue the process. And then I went like that. Flash complete. Fantastic. Now my old computer has USB 2 and 3 ports, but I need to connect it to USB 2 because my BIOS can detect bootable flash drive if it's connected to USB 3, so I need this one. Connecting, turning on the computer, going to BIOS setup. Since every BIOS is different, all I can say, find something like first boot option and select your USB stick and restart the computer. It should detect bootable USB and give you this menu. And here I'm selecting try install Ubuntu Studio and pressing enter. Before installation I need to select a few options. This is pretty much self-explanatory. I won't show you each step in details, so just select the language. I'll just ignore the internet, I will update later. I install Ubuntu Studio, as simple as possible, full installation of course. I want to select the third-party software. Now this part is a little bit harder. Here I'm choosing the first option because I have another hard drive with different tasks connected. And here I'm selecting no encryption. And here I have to choose my name, my computer name and password. Here I have to choose my location. Installation process started, welcome screen, and thank you. Well, thank you. That was fast. Remove the bootable stick and press enter. Okay, entering the password. And now, let's spectate how the view slowly transitions into the screen capture from the Linux itself. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, now the setup process. First of all, the mouse cursor moves too fast, plus it magnifies after shaking. So let me go into system settings. Mouse and touchpad. And mouse. Here's the mouse cursor speed. Let me try the slowest. Maybe a little bit too slow. I think that will be good. And now let's go into accessibility and shake the cursor. And I'm turning it up. Next thing. I don't like this taskbar at the top of the screen, so let me change the theme. I like the breeze dark. So I also want desktop and window layout to be changed too. And here we go. Looking beautiful. And everything is very slow. Now let me update Ubuntu Studio. Actually, I should be more technical and do that in the terminal, but as a beginner I'll just use the discovery. So here's the update list. I will just select update all. You may need to enter password a few times for each of that group. And here we go. Finally, nice. Now I want to deal with video drivers. Linux offers open source drivers which is installed right now. However, the performance is quite terrible. And also, if for example I open the Blender, at first sight everything looks more or less normal, but if I choose cycles, it can only run on CPU. And also in the preferences, system, my video card doesn't even appear in the list. Plus, as I said, the whole operating system runs very slow. So, let me close the Blender and it's time to deal with these Nvidia drivers. First I'm going into additional drivers. And the password, of course. I read, but for new modern video cards, open source drivers works quite well. However, my video card is old GeForce GTX 1060, so if I need normal performance, I need to install proprietary drivers. Ubuntu offers the newest version at the moment of making this video. And let's begin the installation. You of course have to be connected to the internet. And now I need to start the computer. Okay, so the computer is started. Let me check additional drivers now. Yes, drivers have changed. Now let me check the Blender. Actually, I can feel already that system started to work faster. However, still not amazing. So let's go into preferences. And what the? I still can't see my video card. So for me as a Linux beginner it was really confusing at first. However, I found out that I need to install CUDA toolkits. I think cycles need specific CUDA runtime packages to work. If I'm correct, it depends from the version of Blender and your hardware. Sometimes you may not need it, but it seems like in this case I do. So I'll go into System and open Terminal and enter this command: sudo apt install Nvidia CUDA toolkit. Enter the password, confirm that I really want to install it. Theoretically, I could also install additional libraries for deep learning, TensorFlow, PyTorch, but I don't find it very practical for this video card. It's finished, so it's important not to forget to restart the computer. Now let me check the Blender. Again, preferences, system, and voila! Video card is finally in the list. And also, I can feel already that the whole operating system started working faster. And now if I choose cycles, I can select GPU, and performance there in the viewport is pretty much the same as on Windows, on the same machine. Amazing. Now let me deal with the sound. Unfortunately, my Tascam sound card, which I'm using for music production, is not USB audio class compliant and doesn't work properly on Linux. However, I have another, it's a Sound Blaster Premium HD. It's kinda strange because it's not even supposed to be used for music production, but surprisingly it showed itself pretty good. In the future I'm planning to buy maybe Focusrite Scarlett, something similar, not sure yet. So first of all I want to get rid from a few edges which I don't need. With this audio signal from Nvidia card, I just choose off. And the integrated sound card on motherboard, also up. Now I only have these two edges from my Sound Blaster cards. Main output and microphone also line in input, and that's all I need. Now I start the
Ardour.
Amazing program. It comes pre-installed with Ubuntu Studio. It may seem kinda difficult for a beginner, but a few YouTube tutorials and you're good to go. Also want to start the QJack CTL. It's a jack control program. If you don't know, Jack is a Linux sound system which allows independent programs to process audio together. And by pressing grab I can open Jack Connections window where I can already see OBS Studio, Ardour, my soundcard. Usually these connections are being made automatically, but I can change them at any time if I need. Now I create the new track. I can choose audio or MIDI track. In this case I want to test the microphone, so I'll pick an audio track. And I'll call it microphone. And here in the Jack Connections window I can see what the new input named microphone have been added. And it's connected to the soundcard's left channel. As I said, most of these connections are being made automatically. So this button doesn't start the recording, it's just showing audio input activity bar and allows to pick a channel for recording. If I want to record something, I have to activate record button on the top menu and the recording starts when I press play.
Testing, this is sound check.
Sorry for the bad quality. For voice recordings I've used cheap microphone. And now let's listen.
Testing, this is sound check.
Fantastic. Now I want to record the guitar. I'll need another audio track. I'll call it guitar, of course. No signal from the guitar. Let me check the jack connections. I see where the problem is. The guitar channel is automatically connected to the right input channel, and I've connected the guitar to the left input, so let me change it. I'll just drag the new line from left input to the channel. Here we go. Signal a bit. Actually, I'm noticing very big latency, so to change that I'll go into a window tab and select audio MIDI settings. As we can see, there's 21 millisecond latency, which is too much. I'll change it to 256 samples, which is 5 milliseconds. By the way, you can also change these settings in QJack Control app. Just go into main window and select setup. Here you can set buffer size too. Okay, back to guitar recording. Let me test the new settings. Oh, much better. Okay, so I'll record something, just a few simple chords. Nice. Now both tracks.
Testing, this is sound check.
Amazing masterpiece. Okay, now I want to try MIDI synth recording. I've connected my MIDI keyboard a little. Let's see if it's in the list. Yes, here it is, Oxygen 49. And now I need to open MIDI track with some synth. Yes, not audio, but MIDI this time. And pick something from the list. Let's try this one, ZB3 organ. I open the interface by clicking on it. Maybe I'll make it a little bit quieter. Yep, everything works. So that's pretty much it. The main things are set it up and I can start working and creating. Really nothing difficult, and if you're thinking of trying Ubuntu Studio or the Linux distro, go for it. As for now, bye, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Happy Linuxing.